Good morning, good evening, good day, or good afternoon, whatever time of day it is for you. Hi, how are you? So today is another BookLook episode, video, whatever. So today we are going to create a look out of my Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll book. And of course, a disclaimer, as always in my house, there is a barking dog, there's two younger brothers. One is playing video games and screaming. The other is with his friends outside giggling. And there's a football game going on. And my stepdad is lawn mowing right now. So I'm sorry. I cannot help it. I can try to, but I cannot. Also, I got a new light. One of my best friends, Sander, was so kind and gave me a ring light that he wasn't using. So hopefully this makes the lighting look better. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. Now, if you're not familiar with this series on my channel, the BookLook series is where we talk about a book from my collection of books, and we take the colors from the front cover of the book and use it to create a makeup look while discussing the book. I feel like we are at the point in my series with this where I have to put the disclaimer that a lot of these books are books from middle school and younger. And a lot of them are going to be kind of cringy. The Warrior series, I'm not sure if anyone knows that series of books. It's about clans of cats that live together in the wild. I was very into that series in elementary school and middle school. I used books as a way to escape a lot of things that happened to me. Just in an awful childhood and an awful adolescence. So that is a little disclaimer. Some of these books may be childish, some of them may be cringy, but we're going to use them anyway. Going into the tried and true Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion in the shade Original. So on the cover of this book, there are many colors. This little pink here is what's going to be my lip color. There's the light blue, there's the white, there's the yellow, there's the light brown, there's the light green, is that orange? Am I going to have to add another color to this? There's so many colors. Oh, there's also the bronze and the turquoise on the border. It's going to be a hodgepodge of colors. I don't know if it's going to look good, but we'll see. I'm going to go into my Focallure Endless Possibilities palette and use this white shade Sandy Beach to lay down some white on my lids. I usually don't use this technique of putting a light shade on first because I find that if you have a right eye primer, you really don't need to use it. But there are just so many colors on this cover. That I just need to put it there. So there's that white. Going on the other eye. Do we like this light setup better than before? Because I sure do. Something really cool about this version of the Alice in Wonderland book is that the illustrations in here are taken directly from the original illustrator for this book when it first came out in the 1800s. His name was John Tenniel, and back then artists' artwork was transferred onto wood blocks to make the pictures for the children's book. And so the drawings in this book are taken directly from those original wood blocks, which I think is so cool. I'm not sure, I feel like most people know the story of Alice in Wonderland, but if you don't, it is about a little girl who falls asleep daydreaming, and when she wakes up, she is in a different world, and she drinks a potion to get smaller so she can fit through a keyhole to get through a door, and there's a storm, and it's just a fantastical world that doesn't make sense to us. And there's a dodo bird in a waistcoat, and there's a caterpillar, there's she grows too large from eating a cake. There's the Queen of Hearts who wants to chop off her head. It's a whole thing. And it's a children's story. I'm going into the shade Citrus. It's not as muted as the yellows in this artwork, but I don't have a muted yellow. I have muted well, is that a muted yellow? I don't know. I'm okay. Okay, yeah, we are back on track. I am going into the orange shade, the rust shade, to correspond with the orange on the Cheshire Cat right there. Or do I want to go into Panna Cotta? Fine, I'm going into Panna Cotta. And you can quote me on that. I'm committing. Have I done an eye look like this before? No. Am I winging it entirely? Yes. Will it make for an interesting video? Hopefully. I hope you guys end up liking this. Now going into Citrus. I always felt like Alice's Adventure in Wonderland was a bit too kind of dark and mature for a children's story. Now going into the Elf Retro Paradise palette for the Baha Mar light green shade. It is the only light green shade I have in my entire makeup collection to correspond to the green of the leaves on that tree. Going back into this look. Ugh, that green does not have, like, any pigment. There we go. It's time to wake up, little miss. It's time to do your job. Someone's counting on you. And that someone is Daniela. Now going into the shade Moonlight to match Alice's little blue dress right there. And this is the only light blue shade that I have in my entire makeup collection. So glad I got that palette before I started this series. I would have been fresh out of options right there. Not sure if you guys can tell, but my idea for this look is Instagram editorial. Whatever that look normally is where they do the rainbow eye. Now going to go back into the Folklore palette for that turquoise shade right there called Turquoise to match the turquoise on the outside right there. It is way more pigmented than the rest of the colors on my look. Blending that out just a little bit. Are we going to stop at this rainbow graphic liner thing look? No, because we have bronze and brown left. Okay, I'm going to go on the lower lash line with this shade Sorbet from my ColourPop Mar palette. It is very worn and well loved to match the tree trunk of this book. I remember reading this book when I was little and thinking, first of all, how cool. This land sounds amazing. Second of all, who thinks of this? Like, how does someone have such an amazing imagination to think of something like that? And you know what? To this day, I still don't know. Was Was Lewis Carroll on drugs when he wrote this? I don't know. But now every time I look at a moon, a crescent moon, I can't help but think it's the Cheshire Cat smiling at me. And I adore the dodo in a waistcoat. I adore that dodo bird. I am now going into this shade My Way in the Mara palette to match the bronze on the outside border of this book. Take it on my finger. And it's just gonna go right there. I don't want too much to be going on in this makeup look. Okay, and there it is. I'm gonna go do the rest of my face, and then I'll come back with you guys to talk about the pink that I'm putting on my lips, and the black, because there's black on this, that will inevitably be on my lashes because I'm using black mascara. But, yeah. Didn't realize the light can be more yellow. Do we like this better? Let me know. Also, I just realized that I cover up the real redness on my nose and replace it with fake light little peachy redness. And I just realized how redundant that is. Anyways, the lip color that I am choosing to match this little flower right here is this sheer Clinique Chubby Stick in, it's a moisturizing lip color balm in the shade Mighty Mimosa, because all colors in the cover of that book are pretty muted, and this is pinkier than I thought it was going to be, because when I swatched this it was very sheer. Okay, my same Bambi Eyes mascara. I'm not sure if you guys can tell, but my skin, especially before I put on foundation and stuff, was a little more irritated than normal, and it's broken out a bit more than it normally does. And one of my skincare products ran out, and I don't really have the money to replace it. So my skin is freaking out a little bit about that. And then I've decided to replace it with a much cheaper option, meaning something that my stepmom had that she gave to me. And of course I tested it on the inside of my wrist and the inside of my ear and a spot on my cheek first before putting it on my skin to make sure that it didn't react with my eczema in any way. It's just gonna take a second for my skin to get used to it, so my skin has broken out, it's been itchier. I neglected to take a shower at all or wash my face at all yesterday because I was at my dad's house and I had a lot of homework to do and studying, and at the same time I had to help take care of a baby, and then I had to drive all the way back over here, and then I had an allergic reaction, and then I was just so tired because I had to take a Benadryl, so I really did not do my skin any favors yesterday. It's one thing that I find that every time that I go back and forth between my dad's house and my mom's house, even though I don't really go outside in either house, my dad's house because he is in an apartment complex and it's COVID and I'm helping take care of a baby while doing schoolwork, and my mom's house because I'm doing schoolwork and it's sometimes very smoky outside or just a lot of bugs. I have a thing about bugs. I really hate bugs. Anyways, even though I don't really go outside much, I find that every single time that I go back and forth, my skin really suffers. And so does my health too. Like, every time I leave my mom's house, even for a day, even for a weekend, and not even going very far, San Francisco's a 45-minute drive from here. That's where my dad lives. It's not even that far. Anytime that I leave her house and come back, it's like my immune system just forgets who my dog is. I'm allergic to my dog, and it's taken a lot of time for my immune system to acclimate. And every time that I come back, I have such a hard time being here again because I start sneezing, and I can't sit in the living room because it's made of down, which I'm allergic. The couch is made of down, which I'm allergic to, and the dog goes on it all the time. And it's just, my skin and my allergies just go off. This is the finished look. I hope you guys liked it. This was really a winging it video situation. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm loving this new, oh god, I just blinded myself by looking at it. Loving this new light. I am sorry for the little dent from my hairband. Anyways, I hope you all have a great day. And of course I recommend this book. It's a great book. I love the illustrations in it. Like, let me just try and find one for you guys because it's... Look at this. Look at that. Look at how cool that is. I love it. Is that a fish handing a letter to a frog in a wig? Anyways, I hope you all have a wonderful day. And before I forget, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and click that notification bell if you would like a notification for when I update and upload a video. I hope you all have just a great day. Bye.